Hey, it's Raleigh from KAMUI, and I am your average pool player. This is a video series where I take shots that professionals do on the first try in major tournaments, and I see how many tries it takes me to complete them, and also what I learn along the way, and I try to reason out what I'm doing wrong. This shot comes from the 1995 Moscone Cup, and it is truly one of the most fun matches that has ever been televised. In case you've never heard of it, the Moscone Cup is a sort of all-star game of pool where the top 5 American players face off against the top 5 European players in a 4-day competition. The thing is, back in the 90s, there weren't enough high-level European pool players to field a good team. There were, however, a whole gaggle of European dudes who played snooker who were basically aimbots that smoked cigarettes, and 2 of these dudes were Alex Higgins and Jimmy White. Now, what they lacked in 9-ball pool experience, they more than made up for in being absolutely stereotypical British punk rock stars. They were both incredibly accomplished gamblers and drinkers, but above all else, they were ungodly accurate when it came to using a stick to hit a ball into another ball.
He's got to hit the 2 first. It was there. Unbelievable. Tremendous shot from the Hurricane.
The entire match is worth watching, but one of the greatest clutch shots I've ever seen came in the first game when American legends Mike Massey and Bobby Hunter handed a basically impossible shot to snooker legend Jimmy White. Jimmy had the cue ball wedged underneath the 9-ball, but had to make contact with the purple 4-ball to avoid a foul and an almost guaranteed loss of game to the Americans. As Jimmy looks at the shot to figure out what in the hell he's gonna do, he gets heckled by some drunk dude in the crowd.
The White wedged.
He then proceeds to aim up the shot, then turns to the dude who heckled him, says something, I don't know what, probably something stone cold, and then proceeds to hit this shot.
Watch it! It's a kind of magic! How about that?
Oh, right, let's see that one more time. He shoots the cue ball into the bottom rail, then into the left side rail with so much spin that the cue ball comes back down into the 4-ball, making it with a shot on the 5. It's an amazing shot, and it's a pretty rad thing to do after you just got heckled, so let's get into it.
It's a kind of magic!
For shot 1, I know I have to add left spin to pull the cue ball back down table instead of up, which is the way it naturally wants to go, so I aim into the bottom rail, and it goes up table anyway. Dang. So it turns out if I'm going into the long rail at too steep of an angle, no amount of spin is gonna save me. So for shot 2, I try to hit much lower on the long rail so the spin doesn't have to do as much work, and okay, that's probably way too low on the long rail. Shot 3, I try to bounce off the bottom rail and go a little higher into the left rail, and no again. Here's a side view so you know what I'm looking at. It looks like I can afford to hit the rail about here. Too low and there's no angle to clear the 9-ball. Too high and the spin can't counteract the momentum of the ball moving up table. And by the way, I'm using the blue 2-ball to represent the purple 4-ball because they changed the color of the 4-balls to pink in the 2000s, and I just wanted it to look as similar as possible. Anyway, shot 4, I take some of that left spin off to move the ball a little higher up, and we're back to square one. Shot 5, I just go ahead and hit the 9-ball with my stick, which is a foul, which then drifts into the cue ball for a very cool double foul. Not the last double foul, by the way. Shot 6, I try to aim for the same part of the side rail, shots 4 and 5, but to focus on really stroking through the left side of the cue ball instead of just jabbing at it. And contact, baby, that's what I'm talking about. It might not be obvious from watching, but stroking through the ball physically feels much different than just kind of poking or jabbing at the ball. So now that I know how it should feel, I think shot 7 should be pretty much, god damn it, come on. You're gonna embarrass me in front of all my friends? Shot 8, I overcorrected. So shot 9, I overcorrected. And shot 10, I undercorrected. Oh, and a scratch. Okay, cool.
It's a kind of magic!
Apparently the table isn't a big fan of magic because I foul both the 9 and the 8-ball on shot 11. Shot 12, I really try to remember that feeling of stroking through the left side of the cue ball as it's hitting the bottom rail because I'm really not making much progress over here. And okay, it's still a foul, but we're getting better. Shot 13, I'm really trying to stroke through that left side. Okay, that's back to shot 6 again, but I'm more consistent at replicating that feeling, and sometimes you just gotta call that a win. Shot 14, I try to add some more left spin, but keep the stroke through the ball feeling, and okay, that's too much spin now, but it's looking a lot better than when I was undercorrecting. Shot 15, I'm feeling great, and god damn. Shot 16, Okay, that's more like it. Maybe just a little higher up on that side rail so I can avoid the 9 ball. Shot 17. Oh, okay, that's looking pretty good. It's feeling pretty consistent, and I don't want to jinx myself for shot 18, so I'll just say that humility and good sportsmanship are the pillars of pool, and that no matter what happens, oh, hell yeah, baby!
It's a kind of magic!
Okay, 18 shots to nail down the Jimmy White 4-ball escape shot, which is a pretty significant distance from getting heckled and then hitting it on the first try, but you know what, I'm happy with how it turned out. Okay, now I don't normally do this, but in previous videos, people have left comments asking me to see how many times it takes me to make the shot again. As in, maybe the time I made it, it was just a fluke and I didn't actually learn anything. Which actually seems like a very reasonable conclusion given my track record. So, here is some bonus content, baby. Call it an apology for not having made a Your Average Pool Player video in a while. We're gonna see how long it takes to do it again. And by the way, feel free to bail out right here. It's totally fine. This is bonus content. You're not required to watch it. Okay, here we go. Shot 19, I try to use the same stroke shot and I flew too close to the sun and hit that 9 ball again. But like, it's obviously better than almost every other attempt, so it feels okay. Shot 20, I do the same motion and I tag the 4-ball not once, but twice. And of course, it's actually the 2-ball, but it kind of looks more like the 4-ball, so I'm calling it the 4-ball. Shot 21, I just try to hit the same spot and, ooh, got it again, boy. I guess I did learn something. You know what? Humility and good sportsmanship can go to hell. I basically can't miss. Okay, obviously I have a lot to think about. I'm gonna call this one. That's it. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Society Billiards for letting me film in their wonderful pool hall. If you have any comments or critiques or criticisms, or you want me to try a shot, go ahead and leave them below, and like and subscribe or whatever. I'm not your parents. Okay, bye-bye.
It's a kind of magic! How about that?